Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast. The podcast reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 638, and it is your review of Charulata. As always, is the nerd you're going to hear the host of the show, alongside my wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful. I forgot what fucking day it was.
Monday.
Monday.
Yep.
It's Monday.
Monday, live and early for our patrons over at patreon.com/the
Woo!
nerdcore, where you can get this episode live and interact with us in the chat and early
Woo!
before all the other people get it tomorrow, Tuesday at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Time.
Woo!
Yup, indeed, Brad. Um, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing okay. I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
Feel like I worked
Um,
today.
and you didn't work, huh?
No, I did. I totally did work.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm just fucking tired. And then I get home and then I get messages of like this angry person called. And it's like, man, I don't want to deal with that tomorrow. It's Christmas. Why the hell are angry people calling during Christmas?
Brad's like, yeah, man, it's Christmas already, bro. It's the 18th, but it's Christmas.
It's Christmas, man. Like no.
Yeah. Damn, bro. People
I don't want
just,
to deal with your angry old ass.
I know, man. I know. But, man, they just stay angry all year round, bro.
Yeah, I mean it's probably because they can't get their Viagra.
Yeah.
They got broken peen problems.
Broken peen, bro. Broken
Broken
peen.
peen.
Yeah. Um, I went to work today, Brad. I just been busy with work. I watched a little bit of this movie yesterday and I finished it today when I got back from work. And other than that, yeah. What did I see? I saw Wonka yesterday.
Ooh.
And I caught up on a lot of films this weekend. I used it to catch up on stuff that I need to review. So I watched like 3 Blu-rays. I watched a screener. I watched a little bit of this movie. I watched Wonka, and yeah, and I finished. Yeah, I recorded 3 reviews, so had a lot to do. And then we played Lethal Company as well. So
Hell yeah.
that
What do you
was
think of
fun.
Lethal Company?
That was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
I just, man, I fucked up a lot. I kept falling off, or what's it called? Open. I left. I made the ship leave. That was all the things that you shouldn't do, right? Yeah.
I did this weekend watch a few things. I watched all the movies I was supposed to watch for
Oh
this.
yeah.
And then I watched HBO documentary series, 3 episode, The Murders at Starved Rock, which was fairly interesting.
Hmm.
So it's if you look in the news, it was recent news, a man by the name of Chester Wager, he was 60 years ago, at the age of 20, he was convicted of killing 3 women in their 50s in a park and stashing their bodies in the park. And they have now come out and found, I guess there were hairs on the women's hands of pulling the hair out, and they do not match his.
Damn.
So not only so it goes into a lot of, because there's something about Chester Wager, he's not telling the whole thing. He may not be the killer, but he probably knows something. It kind of goes into that whole extent of it, but the also the big kind of thing they're hinting at is this could lead to $120 million settlement.
God damn.
Because he was wrongly, because this is leading into the wrongly convicted, and he's been in prison for 60 years. He's like, I think 84 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a pretty crazy documentary series.
Damn. That's all you watched?
That was the main thing I watched, but like I said, I caught up on these movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I played Lethal Company.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, but I'm trying to play catch up until because at the 31st, Well, actually, I still have a little bit of time. No, actually, no. On the first Monday, the first, we would be recording our what's it called our our best of the top 10 of 2023
I don't
episode.
even know. Do I have a top 10 of 2023?
Brad, you have definitely watched what's it called, at least 10 2023 films. But
Okay.
but also, I mean, my Plex is pretty much on every single day now. So you know,
The what? The what? The
oh,
who?
my Flex, bro, my
Oh,
Flex,
your flex? You flexing?
my Flex, bro.
Flex? You
Yeah,
flex? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
my Flex, man. But
Gotta get that
y-
flex on.
yeah, bro, no Flex zone, bro, no
How
Flex
much you? How
zone.
much you lifting now?
About
Doing
a
the
thousand
25-pound
some, bro.
curls?
That's shit
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Mm.
Crazy, yeah, yeah. But yeah, what's it called? I got that planned out for the first. We gotta do our top 10. But if what's it called? The latest maybe on the fourth we'll do it. If what's it called? There's still some stuff we need to catch up on. But yeah, um, yeah, just doing that. I've been trying to get through as much as I can get to. I am gonna try to go see uh, uh Fallen Leaves, which is from fucking Czech director
Ooh.
Grusmaki at the museum, but we'll see. But it all depends. It all depends. But Wonka, don't know if we'll have a full review for it, but I thought it was okay. I liked it. It was okay.
Yeah, you said it was. I got a text message. You said it was pretty good.
It's actually good. Like I'm not gonna lie, you know, because it doesn't take itself seriously at all, man. So
No,
it's like,
it's a Wonka movie. I don't think.
yeah,
I don't think it's supposed to.
it
Honestly,
indulges. It indulges a lot in the
like
musical
like
aspect and the what's it called, and the really like just the dumb
but
stuff that happens in the film.
let's be real here. Like, Charlie and Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder.
Yeah,
The
Willy
classic, the
Wonka and
classic
the Chocolate Factory,
Willy Wonka
man.
and the Chocolate Factory. So there's so many Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That classic by Gene Wilder is a horror movie. It's a psychological horror movie. That's what that is.
Yep.
When in all while reality, it should be this fun, like very colorful kind of looking film, which it sounds like this
Yeah.
one is now.
Wait, it's not a dark, gritty Wonka story about dark, gritty chocolate? No, it's not. Brad, but
Pretty chocolate.
I don't know why I've always been under the impression that Mel Brooks directed that movie. Willy Wonka
Probably
and the
because it's
Chocolate.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, I guess right,
Yeah,
but
because
it's not
no, it's not Mel
Brooks.
Brooks. Well, it's not a comedy though. Like specifically, like the only thing funny about it is like the grandpa didn't do anything like his whole life, and that's why they're in like poverty. That's like the only like. And then when Charlie wins the golden ticket, grandpa can like magically get up out of bed. He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to the chocolate factory. We're gonna own a chocolate factory, Charlie."
that's funny, bro. But yeah, I don't know why I've always been under the impression that what's it called, Gene Wilder, um, that what's it called, that Mel Brooks directed this.
Because I say it's a horror movie because you see what happens to those children.
Yeah,
That's horrific. And then the boat scene. The boat scene with the psychological colors and just the whole way that's filmed is a freaking horror.
yeah,
Because Gene Wilder goes off on that scene. Like he plays Willy Wonka. Like Willy Wonka doesn't really give a fuck about anything for most of that movie until he just stands up in that fucking boat and just fucking goes off on the kids.
yeah. And he yells at the kids. Yep.
Yeah. He just like he tears into them like and just it's a horror movie.
he's so good in that movie though. But
He is.
yeah, he's great, man. But yeah, fucking Gene Wilder, bro. Gene
Recipes.
Wilder, rest in peace, bro. I forget that man died like in 2016, bro. That's like,
It's amazing because Mel Brooks is still alive.
yeah,
like
yeah.
like all of Mel Brooks actors have died by now. Mel Brooks is still alive.
Yep, he's still kicking, bro. He's still
Yeah.
kicking at the ripe old age of a young age of 97 years old, bro.
I mean,
That's
I
crazy.
do think laughter is a medicine, and good
Yep.
genetics on top of that.
And ain't nobody laughing like Mel Brooks is.
No. Let's be real here. Mel Brooks movies are freaking hilarious. They're still hilarious.
Yep.
They may not respect like today's kind of standards and stuff, but they're still hilarious.
Yeah. Well, with that said, Brad, let's go ahead and get into this. And of course, like every other film during this month, Brad, introduce us to Charulata.
All right, isn't it Charulata?
Yeah, it was a because he kept calling her Karu, right?
Well, I'm just it says here romanized Charulata.
Well, I don't know because during the film, I heard him say Charu, Charu.
All right, I'm just going to butcher everything then, as I always do. So here we go.
I'll
Coming
try
from
to
our
help
one
you
and
out.
only source, Wikipedia, Charulata, uh, aka The Lonely Wife, is a 1964 India drama film written and directed by Satyajit Ray. Is that how you? I
Hey,
got it. I
yeah,
got it. based
there
upon the
you go,
novel,
Brad.
based upon the novel Nastaner, Nastaner by
Yeah, it is
Robin
Charulata, Brad. It is.
Charlotta. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm reading like a 10-year-old up in here. Based upon the novel Nastaner by Rabindranath Tagore, it stars Sumitra Chatterjee, Madhabi Mukherjee, and Sailene Mukherjee. The film is considered one of the finest works of Ray. Both the first and the last scenes are critically acclaimed. The first scene was almost no dialogue, shows Charu's loneliness and how she looks at the outside world through binoculars. In the last scene, when Charu and her husband are about to come closer and hold hands, the screen freezes. This has been described as a beautiful use of freeze frames in cinema. And what do we got here? Cinematography. Subrata Mitra, who is the known cinematographer throughout
Yeah.
this whole month we've had. Music by Satyajit Ray.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, there's no box office running time. 117 minutes.
Yep. It's an hour and 57, right? Yeah. 157.
Thank you.
Boom. Brad with the pronunciation. Too bad next month is obscure Mongolian films. Oh
God
my
damn it.
god. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you got it, Brad. Satyajit. Satyajit.
There's no vowels.
Yeah.
How are there no vowels?
Yep. But you
There's just
got
a
it,
lot
bro.
of X's and L's.
Yeah, you got it, Brad.
I
You see?
tried and I got it.
Yeah, you got it, bro. Yeah. This for the last couple of weeks, you've been saying Ray, Ray,
Ray,
Ray.
yeah, I just been skipping over that. I'm like,
Satyajit.
I'm not
Yep.
trying right now.
Yep. Oh man. But yeah, man. I don't know. I guess I'll go first. Did I go first last week, or did you go first
I
last
don't
week?
remember. I usually go first, but you can take lead.
I enjoyed this movie. I like this movie. I think I'm really impressed and really like drawn to the way that Ray works the camera on these films and the way that he like uses it to emphasize the atmosphere he's trying to create in the movie, especially with his framing. And there's a couple scenes that come to mind. Everything that was on the beach just fucking beautifully framed for me. And then, of course, the where I if I could sit down Iñárritu and I could ask him, "Hey, did you film that scene in Babel when she's on the what's it called, the swing? Were you inspired by this movie?" I would ask him because when Charlotta when Charu is what's it called is swinging on that swing, it's filmed so much like that, bro. Like I'm just like, wow, like this is looks so freaking beautiful, so stable. And and I love how he cuts, how they cut, how the editor cuts, and then you have it rocking as he's looking at Amal sitting
Hmm.
down. Like I just thought it's fantastic. I also really like the story. I think it's not there's not a lot of films that you really concentrate on like the woman in this world in this type of a relationship where the man is always constantly working, doesn't really have time for his wife, and you don't really ever what's it called concentrate on that, especially in this era of filmmaking. So I really valued the story a lot. Brad,
Uh,
what are your initial thoughts on this film?
I mean, I like this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know if I like it as much as the Pooh trilogy,
Yeah, we're coming
but
off the fucking Pooh
the Pooh
trilogy, bro.
trilogy.
Like,
So I don't know if I like it as much as that. I'll say it was a good watch. I'm continuing, and I've watched the next few films that we've seen. I'm continuing just to love this director. Um, I really like, and I mean, if I could point out one thing that Satyajit Ray does well, like really well, it's the framing of people's faces
yeah,
throughout his films. The framing of people's faces and how they are close and how they are encountering each other. that I think is his bread and butter throughout all of these movies is how he can catch that emotion between two people.
Yeah.
Um, and I think he does it well through here. I'll say the pacing in this is a little iffy here and
A
there
little
for
iffy,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, compared to some of the Pooh trilogy, it is slower in places than I would like it to be. But this really goes to show, you know, I'm gonna say because it's a much older husband and a younger wife, I'm gonna say it was probably an arranged marriage
More
in
than
that
likely.
sense, more than likely. They don't really go into that. But just the in today's cinema, we would have seen those two cheating,
Oh yeah.
which yeah, in today's it would have been a whole affair.
Yeah.
Um,
But back then you sat through it, Brad.
yeah,
You
yeah,
sat through it and it's like,
which we've seen in some other films. Name I forget. We saw one. I think we did one Asian film, and
oh, In the
I
Mood
just
for
got
Love, Brad.
yeah. I just got so mad. I'm like they didn't fuck.
Yeah.
Like the whole tension in between it, and through this, I was questioning. I'm like, like when he comes home and like she's a kind of in the background. It's a great scene. She's in the background, and the cousin comes in, and he's just the husband's so distressed. He's just like, they stole my money, like, and they ran off, and he's just distressed, and like the cousin's just like, yeah, I'm in fucking like, I'm like, were they? It seems that way, and basically, in today's times, they would have been. Back then, this is basically cheating anyway, just because she has that strong of feelings.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
you really catch it in that scene where she's just in the background listening, and then she just disappears into her room. And I'm like, the use of shadows in that and
Yeah.
everything. I'm like that was a terrific
And
scene.
love how Ray will like put her like closer to the edge of the frame and have all this space kind of like be lacking of like human, and then when her husband's in frame, he takes up a lot of space, and it's like, it's kind of like her, like she's being pushed aside, and she feels very lonely. She doesn't feel like she's being like like what's it called, being paid attention to. It's very very interesting when with what Ray does with the camera here. But I agree with you, Brad. I like, this was a different time. I mean, if I remember correctly, it said in the description was like 1896 India, man. Like,
Yeah,
you weren't able to do that at the time. Like,
yeah.
this was very,
I feel like they would have been straight up having an affair, which it kind of you get that feeling. You get that feeling like this is if it was made in today's era, they would have had an affair. Which her having those stronger feelings was basically that to her husband, even though she didn't go into the act. Just having those feelings at the time was the act. So
yeah.
I thought it was great perspective putting that on. I
I'm looking.
I just love the differences between the husband and the wife because he's like this big political like has this big political persona. He's really into politics, and then nobody else in this freaking movie except those around like his friends and his workers are like into politics. Like
Yeah.
else is into art and and poetry and writing, and it's just like he's the odd duck, and you can just tell like he's not necessarily pushing her away, but she's definitely he's not doing anything to help her become closer to him.
And I've noticed throughout all these films that a lot of what Ray kind of like discusses, and he kind of really, what's it called, seems to have a big problem with, is like, and we kind of see it a little bit within Edward Yang's films as well, right? But in this one, it's kind of like this whole institution of marriage. Like, it seems like it's something that's forced on them. Like, the cousin keeps on bringing up, like Amal goes up to to his cousin and is like, "Oh, I have like I'm writing this, like this what's it called, this novella, and like I'm writing all these things." And he's like, "Well, cool, but when are you getting married?" Like,
Yeah, like it's a very important, like a
and
very
like,
important aspect back. I
yeah,
mean, even today, you still get like, I mean, if you're married now, it's when you're having kids, and it's
yeah.
like, I mean, have
And
you?
like that's kind of like the conclusion I came to the end. I was like, I started thinking, like, I feel like the message of this movie is like, do we want to get married or do we need to get married?
Is it just forced upon them because of just their religion or just
Mm-hmm.
their just where they live? Like that's just what's expected.
Yeah.
And I mean that's still today. That's like everywhere. I think
Oh yeah.
it's especially in this when arranged marriages are happening because it's not just like woman and man fall in love. It's like we're bringing these two families together, and it's like it's like almost a business like
Yeah.
transaction of like, okay, we'll make our families better by combining the two. We'll make both of them better combining the two.
Yeah.
That's almost how it feels like.
Yeah. And that seems to be like a constant theme throughout these movies. Like, it's just Satyajit Ray like saying like, well,
Other than the third Apu one,
oh yeah, well,
where
but
it was,
even then he was like kind of like, okay, like, well, why would you just force this guy who knows nothing about this woman to get married? And then of course he learns to love her, and then I think
well,
that's a
and I think the family going, okay, well, he's not crazy for one, which we just saw
yeah,
this dude have a total breakdown, and
yeah,
also he's well educated and well mannered, and he's the cousin's friend, so hey,
yeah. But in this one, like you can tell that what's it called, the husband does love Charulata, like, and but they just have nothing in common.
no,
They don't like the things that they like, and they're kind of and it kind of what's it called does lead her to the arms of another man,
yeah,
and it really
I,
devastates Charu when all leaves, and she's like crying there, like, why would you leave without saying a word? And it's like I thought that was such a great. I love the way that he frames that. And I love the way that he directs that, like having her just like, because
sobbing,
this whole movie you would just have Charu looking away from her husband,
yeah,
and like, and in this moment she's like not even like looking away from him, she's just fully like fucking like what's it called, putting her face into her bed, and not allowing her to see him, not allowing him to see her. And then in that last scene she finally like tries to touch him, and I love the freeze frame, Brad. I thought the freeze frame was great, but what I thought about the
it's
freeze
very
frame being
interesting.
great was how it cuts to all these other people as
Yeah,
well.
like around, and you can tell where he literally has some of the actors just freeze.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the freeze frame. Wait, I mean, it's a very this is it's a very interesting take in my opinion. I don't know if I fully loved it like everyone else, but it's very interesting how he did it.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, so
I would need it to sit with me a little more so I can think about what it's actually trying to say, right? But
like are they finally coming together to fix this, or is I mean, because he could have easily just left,
yeah,
like he could have gone, but he came back,
yeah.
and so is she accepting him now and accepting that this is her life and this is who she should love or she does love. Like, I don't
I
know.
think I think it's her just accepting that's her life because we cut. Like if it was just like, oh, I guess I have to love you, then it would just be stuck on them. But the fact that we cut to the servant and we cut to all these other people, it's like, yeah, this is kind of the life I have now, and it's like I have to stick with this.
Yeah,
Brad, I have something really interesting here from the what's it called, the source materials Wikipedia page.
it's about the feet shots.
No, no. It's the background here. According to Mary Lago, in the introduction to the English translation of Nashartin, translated by Lago and Supriya San, the novella was released three times: in 1901 in serial format, in 1909 as part of a special short story collection, and in 1926 as part of Tagore's standard collection of fiction. Scholarship indicates that this story might have been based upon the relationship between Tagore's elder brother, and his brother's wife, who committed suicide shortly after Tagore's marriage, and Tagore, who spent a great deal of time with Kandambari, uh, with that's his wife, reading and writing poetry.
Huh.
That's fucking crazy. That's wild. That's wow. So
Hmm,
wow. I mean,
that's
if
crazy.
that is, you definitely didn't have him die at the end.
No, I'm well. Then again, this is what you're 64,
Yeah,
and in India, I mean, they probably couldn't show that on screen.
that's why. Like, part of me wonders, like, would Satyajit Ray wanted to have shown them having an affair if this would have been maybe made in what 1980s?
Maybe.
Indian cinema,
But
or like
I
if you
mean,
would have brought it to US, like
but I almost like it like this because
yeah.
you
Then what the
because you
fuck is
get
the
that
problem with fucking In the Mood for Love then?
because like this one I feel like I just feel those emotions. Like I feel those emotions of like, man, they probably already fucked. Like I kind of get that feeling in this movie. Whereas in the mood for love, it's like just so much sexual tension. It's just like just rip your clothes off and get it over with. Let's fucking
They
go.
can't. They can't.
But like they totally can just fucking do it.
They can't.
I mean, like both your spouses are douchebags at this point. Like,
I know, but to do that is to stoop to their level.
but is it?
It is. It
Is
is to
it?
stoop to their level.
Like where is the where's the loyalty? There's no loyalty anymore after they break that.
I know, but once again, you watch this with the eyes of 2023. How come you can't put that for this one? You put yourself in 1896 India. Why couldn't you put yourself in
I
1960s
don't
Hong
I don't
Kong?
know how to answer that. I just with this film it's just different. It's just different. Like
Oh
I
my!
know like they're but like I said, in today's world, they would have had an affair in
Oh,
this movie,
1000%.
1000%, and
Yeah,
there probably would have been a death,
yeah,
like at
yeah.
the end.
But I really liked, and I liked Chatterjee, Chatterjee's what's it called, performance in this. I think we saw him, seen him again. This is the second time we see him in a film from Ray. He was in a what's it called, A Person Czar, and I liked him in this one. He was very charming in this one,
Yeah,
very charming. And like in the
very
in A Person Czar, he obviously plays like a very like awkward what's it called, adult Apu, and then when
let's be real here. That character Pooh has to be traumatized
yeah, to
throughout
hell
the
and back,
whole goddamn
yeah,
trilogy. So in this, he's like more carefree, more open.
yeah,
Like he's very loose. I would say lucid.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
very fun to watch him.
yeah. But yeah, man. Brad, what's your final verdict on Charlotta?
I think my lowest for a Pooh trilogy was at 8.5. I
Yeah,
think so. I'm going to give this a 8.25.
I kind of a little higher than me, Brad. I'm giving this straight up 8, man. This is just a fantastic movie. I really
Yeah,
like it,
yeah,
and I think it's just obviously not the weakest that I've seen this month, but I think that it's just what's it called. We're coming right off this massive work of his trilogy of the
not
Apuji.
only massive work, it's the man's like
Two move
first two movies, and then the
first two,
fourth
and then
film.
his fourth movie. Yep.
Like what?
Yep.
Unheard of.
Yeah. But fantastic movie. I think it is well done. I think it's a really interesting story. Definitely one that I will want to pick up along with the Apu trilogy down the line on the Criterion, because this is available physically. So and also they did a beautiful job with the restoration. Looks
Yeah,
really good too.
yeah.
Yeah.
This was a mostly fun watch. I think. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. But with that said, that concludes our review of Charulata. And of course, thank you all so much for watching this. And as always, you can follow along with us on nerdcore.com. Twitter is at the nerdcore underscore Instagram / threads is at the nerdcore. Patreon.com / the nerdcore is where you want to go. At the $1 tier, you get this episode live and early, so you can talk to us like Stacy did in the chat, and you get it, a day early before anybody else gets to watch it, along with all the other episodes of the Nerdcore podcast that are coming to you. And of course, in our description below, we have our Discord link. Talk to us in there, join us in there, and click that link so you can join our Discord. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure that you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single piece of content that drops on the channel. And of course, if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, please leave a 5-star review on your favorite platform of choice, and make sure you're following us on these platforms. It would be much appreciated. And yeah, man, we're done here with them. We're done here. On Thursday, we're doing our mini pod over on Patreon at the $5 tier, patreon.com / the nerdcore. We're going to be doing our review of The Hero as we conclude it officially. But here we're done, y'all. And as for the last episode that Brad is on, because I'm recording some stuff tomorrow with Luis to have some of that nice little filler in there between these 2 weeks, so that way the channel isn't completely dead. So you guys have some stuff. But as always, been so much fun for all of 2023 doing this podcast with Brad. It was a little bumpy in the beginning, but what's it called? I think that we've hit a stride here and we find the schedule that works for us. And
Yep.
I'm really enjoying doing these podcasts again with Brad, and just a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, I hope that you all continue to watch me and Brad and next year as we continue to discuss more movies. And of course, in January, Brad's choosing his theme because it is his month to choose. So should be fun, and we'll see what he ends up selecting. But yeah, Brad, you want to let them know anything for the last episode you'll be on for the 2023?
Yeah, just I think we've had a great year for the most part. We've made it through some trials, tribulations, but I think we continue to have fun with this, and I appreciate everyone who listens, who follows Patreon, gives us 5 stars, all that good stuff. Just actually, honestly, all I want you guys to do is do like Stacy here. Come in, comment, talk to us. I mean, don't call us stupid or anything because we're just gonna block you. But
Yeah, just
to,
talk to
to
us.
I mean, I mean, you can call us stupid for being stupid, but if you don't like our opinion, that's a whole different matter. But to everyone else, thank you for your kindness. Thank you guys for watching and doing what you do.
Yeah, man, that's all we want next year. We just want more interaction with y'all. So Brad's going with wine themed films next month. Good choice.
But guess what, director? I'm not choosing.
Brad is not allowed to choose Kurosawa.
No, I was talking about Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, we're opening that kind of worms. But yes, guys, that's all we want next year. We want more interaction with you guys in the chat. We want more interaction
Uh,
with you guys in the comments.
Also,
And
I think I think we probably will try to bring some old faces back here if we can. We're gonna
yeah,
be interact. We got Luis. We've been gaming with Luis starting, so I think we'll continue doing that because that
yeah,
shit's fun.
and some new faces.
Yeah,
Not bad to get some new faces too, man. You know?
yeah. I mean, just to get people over, just to talk some movies,
Yeah,
because
man.
that's always fun to get other people's perspective.
Yeah. But with that said, we're getting out of here. Brad, sit him out.
All right, Ro. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you, Stacy, for joining us in chat once again for the end of this year. Thank you to our listeners out there, all our patron supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, you know, if you're lonely, hug your wife.
Pay attention to your girl, man.
Yeah, pay
That's
attention to your
that's the
girl.
bit. That's the best.
Give some
What's it
time.
called? The best way to not lead her to the arms of another man is just pay attention to her.
Yeah, New Year's resolution: just give your girl more time, or your significant other more time. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for us. We'll see you next year. Young Yoda out.